What's up YouTube, it's Mincy here, and today we're going to be going over the Warlock Phase 1 pre-raid best in slot items. If you're new here, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're not new here, welcome back, and let's get into it today. So for the head slot, we're going to have the tailoring Spellstrike Hood. The Spellstrike Hood is going to be best in slot for generally any cloth wearer. The next set you're going to have as a Warlock, though, is going to be the Hood of Oblivion. Now the Hood of Oblivion, that drops from Harbinger Skyrus off of the Arcatraz. And then we're going to have a quest. That's going to be the Terran Gorfine I Am. It's going to be the Shadow Moon Valley questline. This is for the Evoker Helmet of Second Sight. Next up, we have the neck slot. And now for the neck slot, we have the Hydra Fang Necklace, which that drops off of Heroic Underbog Gazan. And then we're going to have the dungeon, the regular dungeon. This one's going to be the Brooch of Heightened Potential. This is going to drop off of Shadow Labs, the Blackened Heart, the Incinerator. And then we have a quest item, Natasha's Ember Necklace. Natasha's Ember Necklace is going to drop off the Houndmaster. And that's going to be a quest in Blades Edge Mountains. So for shoulder, we have the best in slot Frozen Shadow Weave Shoulders. This is going to come from tailoring, and it's going to require Shadow Weave tailoring. So your next easiest, most accessible piece of armor is going to be your dungeon armor. That's going to be the Spolders of Oblivion. That's your dungeon 3 set. This is going to be a solid set piece, and this is going to come off of Murmur in Shadow Labs. And then your last option is going to be the Cipher of Damnation questline, and that's going to be the Spalders of the Torn Heart. Another acceptable option if you haven't gotten into any dungeons or gotten any gear to drop for you. Hopping onto the back here real quick, we have a Summon Boss Cloak. This is Tarak's Wisdom. This is going to come from the 5-manable summonable boss. Then we have the Tailoring Cloak of the Black Void. This is a BOE world tailoring drop. Then you're going to have the Dungeon Drop, and the Dungeon Drop is going to come right off of none other than Sethic Hall's Talon King. For the chest slot, we have the Frozen Shadow Weave Robe. That's going to require the exact same Shadow Weave tailoring that the shoulders required. Next up, we're going to have a quest item, Ankh-Tite's Robe. This is going to come from the quest. Everything is going to be alright. And then we're going to have a massive BOE drop that just about every caster is going to be after. That's going to be the Robe of Crimson Order. Moving on to the bracer slot, we have a few little options here for you. We have the Tailoring Bracers of Havoc, which is going to permit you a gem slot, very useful. And then we're going to have 2 bracers that come off of 2 heroics, both different. So the first one is the Bands of Negation. Now the Bands of Negation, they are going to drop right off of Heroic Manitomb's Nexus Prince Shafar. And then, of course, we have the Crimson Bracers of Gloom. The Crimson Bracers of Gloom are going to drop from Heroic Ramparts, Amor the Unscarred. Moving to the other right side of the character pane, we are going for the hand slot, and we have 3 options here for you. We're going to have the Gloves of Oblivion, part of your Dungeon 3 set. These are going to drop off of Sethic Hall's Kargoth. Next up, we have the Gloves of the Dead Watcher. These are going to drop from Heroic Shirok the Dead Watcher. And then finally, we have a quest item, Tempest Touch. And Tempest Touch is going to drop from the Return to Endormu. Making our way down, we have the belt slot. Now, there's a few options for the belt slot as well. You can get the Girdle of Ruination. Now, the Girdle of Ruination is a tailoring BOE pattern. Then we're going to have a quest belt. This is a Doll's Gift. Everyone's going to be doing this for the How to Break into Arcatraz quest. And then finally, we have a heroic belt, the Belt of Depravity. And the Belt of Depravity is going to be dropping off of Heroic Arcatraz, Harbinger Skyrus. For pants, it's pretty straightforward. Generally, you're going to have the Spellstrike pants. This is going to be from the tailoring set. If you are unable to acquire all your tailoring items for this set, you have some other options. There's the Trousers of Oblivion. That's going to be a dungeon set. That's your Dungeon 3 set. And then from the heroic Black Morass, you're going to have the Breeches of the Occultist, which are going to be a very solid drop for you as well. Your last cloth item that you are going to be able to equip is going to be your boots. Now this is going to be the Frozen Shadowweave boots. Again, the same thing that requires Shadowweave tailoring is going to be the chest and shoulders. For the quest drop, that's going to be the Shatrath jumpers. That's going to be Into the Heart of the Lambreth. And finally, we have the dungeon drop, the sigil laced boots. A lot of cloth wearers are going to be after this, and this is going to drop from Arcatraz, Harbinger, Skyrus again. Onto your bling blings, you're going to have 2 rings that are going to require Exalted Reputation, and then there's going to be a heroic and a quest drop for you. So Azrin's Gift, that's going to be Reputation from Cenarian Expedition. The other Reputation locked ring is going to be the Seer's Signet, and that's going to be the Scryer's Exalted Rep. Moving on to the quest, the Evoker's Mark of the Redemption, that's going to be dropping from the quest Denesen Among the Ranks. That's going to be a Shadowmoon Valley quest. And then, of course, we're going to have the heroic Old Hillsbrad Foothill Epoch Hunter ring, the Sparking Arcanite ring, and that's going to be probably one of your best, if not is your best in slot item for your ring slot. Onto your trinkets. For your trinkets, we have a few options. If you're a jewel crafter, you're going to be going with the Figurine Living Ruby Serpent. You have an option to get the Scryer's Blood Gem. That's going to be locked behind the Scryer's Reputation of Exalted. And then, of course, we're going to have Quagmirium's Eye. Quagmirium's Eye is going to drop off of Heroic Slave Pens, and it's going to drop off of Quag, obviously. We do have one quest option that's nice if you don't have anything that's suitable, but looking to fill the slot. That's going to be the Ancient Crystal Talisman. And the Ancient Crystal Talisman is going to come off of a Spirit Ally, ? And that's going to be a Zangarmarsh quest. For your range slot, you're going to have a few options. There's a quest item, there's a heroic drop, and there's even a BOE world drop that are going to be on your top to grab. You're going to have the Nethercore's Control Rod, which is the BOE world drop. It's going to be one of the most solid ones that are around. In heroic, Underbog, the Black Stalker, he drops the Black Stalk. And then, of course, there's going to be a quest in Shadowmoon Valley, Subdue the Subduer, and that's going to drop the Illidari Rod of Discipline, which is going to be a solid option and is going to give you even a gem slot. So last but not least, we have the weapon slot. Now the weapon slot, you have a few options because you can go one hand with an offhand, or you can go the two-hand option route. So for the one-hand option route, we have the Blade of the Archmage. That's going to be the Alliance side. This is going to be on Honor, Hold, Reputation, Exalted. And then for the Horde side, we have the Stormcaller. This is going to be Thrallamar Exalted. Now we do have a Dungeon offhand. This is going to be the Lamp of Peaceful Radiance. This is going to drop off of Harbinger Skyrus again from Arcatraz. You're going to be picking up quite a few pieces there. It's kind of convenient that you need the key for Karazhan. So for two-handed, we have Turok's Shadow Staff. Now Turok's Shadow Staff, that's going to be dropping off of Heroic Sethicals, off of the Talon King. And then, of course, we have our Giant Atish. Now this is going to be best in slot for just about any caster. We have the Mage, the Warlock, and the Druid that have the capability of creating the legendary two-handed staff that portals you to Karazhan. That's it, guys. That is the full Warlock Phase 1 pre-raid BIS list. Now, if you liked what we had going on here today, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me grow. It helps the channel grow. And don't forget to follow me over on Twitch if you're ever on Twitch. I'm streaming just about every morning, and then at night, about 5 to about 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time every night. Thank you guys for watching. And until next time, have a good one.